Hi, I'm Sue. Join me today. We're going to be making this cute card. Get it a bit closer. It is a trifold card that has a piece that slides off and then opens like this. So it's a really easy card to make. You will find the design in my resource library. We're going to make it with our ScanNCut. There'll be a short stretch on bringing it into the ScanNCut and how to separate the pieces out so you can cut it in different colours. And then we'll step straight into making this card and putting it together. I'm also at the other end, I've got another card that is a variation of this one, just a few different ways of embellishing it. So I'll give you a few tips on embellishing the card as well. Join me for this video and I hope you enjoy it. So we're over at the machines, my SDX 1000 will retrieve the data from the cloud. Retrieve it however you've sent it over. If you used your USB, that's fine. And this is the base part of the card. I'm going to delete the piece I want to cut differently and I'm going to group it. So I've gone in to select all the pieces, gone OK, object edit, and I'm going to group all those pieces because I may want to move them. So now they're grouped. You can see that there's only one red box around that instead of the 3 red lines that there was previously. Because I want to move the card just into a bit better position on the screen. Okay, now we've done that. We can do that in Canvas Workspace before you send it, but this is if you bring it straight to your machine. Let's do this, and we will now we'll scan the mat if you want to, just to make sure it's in the right position. I've got a larger piece of card, so I think pretty sure it's okay. And we'll go cut. And make sure your half cut's off. I've got the speed at 3 and let's go. Okay, so there's the card cut out and we will fold the tri-fold. You can see it folds into half there like that. And go back into your machine and I've brought over the inserts and the banding and the embellishments basically for that base card. And what we're going to do is delete some of the pieces we don't want to cut first up because I want to cut some of these in patterned and some in plain. So I'm going to remove all the pieces that are the plain pieces. So I will mark these on a diagram in the file pattern for you so you can know which piece is which. And they're all the pieces I'm going to cut in the pretty card pattern. And I'm just going to move them around so they're not, it's a 12 by 12 piece of pattern card stock, but I'm going to move it around so I'm not using quite so much space on the cardstock, so we don't want to waste it. And so we just move it around so it's in a bit better position to cut out without too much wastage. Once you're happy with how it's placed, go OK and select cut. And then once again, it should be just the same, half cuts off and off we go. And there's the card stock that I'm using. This card cuts really nicely. And I'll lift the pieces off the mat and we'll go again. So bring that same design back in and now we're going to delete the pieces we've just cut out and cut the other pieces. If you need to scan your cardstock, do so. If you think it's going to fit, that's fine. And once you're happy with the placement, go cut. This is only an A4 piece of card. Actually, I think it's letter, this one. Put it the other way. So I did need to actually scan that, put the cardstock the right way so it fit. And there it cuts out. It's a very easy card, this one. And it's cut out beautifully for me, so that's really good. There's all the pieces of the card. So you can see I've just folded this one to fit the heart on top. You can fold it to suit the thickness of your card. If you've padded the card, extra embellishments, there's just room to fold it however you choose. And we're going to just put some glue on this one. So this is the base piece of the front of the band, and we'll pop the heart in the centre. Just line it up so it sits neatly in the centre. And now the banding. The band goes around, just sort of check it to make sure you folded it about in the right spot. And it's adjustable, there's no fold marks or anything, so just fold it where you think it's going to be right. Normally leave a little gap on the edge there like that so it's not so tight. I don't like it too tight. I've got a phobia about not getting it back on the card. Just flatten it out. You can fold it after you've put this piece on too. It's probably a little bit easier than to manage the folds. And it's usually easier to put the glue on the smaller pieces rather than the bigger pieces, so you know where you're putting the glue. Doesn't need a lot of glue. This one's fairly quick drying, so it says art glitter glue. It's fairly quick drying, so you haven't got a lot of time to play with it. And had I folded this after I put this on, it would have been a lot easier, because now I have to deal with all the lumps and bumps. So make sure it's folded evenly. Work out roughly where you're going to put the heart, and then pop some glue on the band section. Just 2 little spots each side, pop a spot each side, and pop your heart on. I use the actual design of the heart to line it up, so lined up the 2 corresponding indents from that pattern. Just wiggled it around so it lined up, and press it down until it's glued. Now this piece here only goes onto one flap of the trifold, so we will pop the pattern cardstock on top first. And for some reason I always choose to do it the hard way. Probably easier if you pop it onto the pattern piece, the smaller piece first, so you don't not guessing quite as much. But of course I didn't. Centre it so it's about in the centre of the card all the way around. If you were going to ink this, I would have probably inked it beforehand. And then it just pops on the front here in the centre. Work out roughly where you're going to pop it, and this time glue the base. And there is an insert as well to write with your ScanNCut, or just write by hand, to put on the inside of the card. I haven't really worried about it for this. This is up to you what you put in the centre, but there is another piece in the pattern to do that with, and the card works like this. And slip the band over and it holds it all shut. And then embellish as you would like, and we'll go over on to embellishing next. I hope you enjoyed how to make the card. I've got two styles here. I think you can see them in the camera. So this one I've just added a bow out of string. So it's a pretty easy addition to the card, and used of course the pattern cardstock. But this one I've decided I would make a little extra heart, and I've popped it out using the double-sided foam crafting tape that you can get. And all I did, and plus I have accentuated it with stamping ink, so ink the sides, just give it a bit of extra colour with the white card, because this is a plain white card for this one. All I did to create this extra heart, so all I did to create the extra heart was to keep this outside edge of the design, this heart design, in my machine, and then I shrunk it down to how small I wanted it. So I cut this white piece out with this, and then I cut it a little bit smaller again and created the insert for it. So you can add and play with different embellishments just to make things a little differently. You don't be scared to try things, because it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. I actually tried something else. The other thing I've done is I've added little dots. So this is liquid pearl drops that I've used for that. I've had these for years, so I'm not sure if I can share a link, or I'll have a look, see if I can find something that's similar. I like using these for their like fake pearls instead of adding pearls. So they come in different colours. I've really liked them over the years. So all I've done is I've put a little purple dot in each of the spots around the card. I don't know if you can see it properly. It's a little bit hard in the camera sometimes. You can see that. And I've inked it, obviously. So that's another variation that you can use. So also, this is trifold too, obviously. I have a spare piece in here where you can write with your machine the sentiment that you want and then glue it in later. You can also ink this as well, and it just slots in there. All right, I hope you enjoy making this card. Once again, you can find it in the resource library, and like and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. I'll catch you next time. See ya.